be funny, look around you, tell me what you see. Yaki show me your bed, Baba Majenjaya. Ope pademi liku pala ma vinteba, pelu eja shawa. I think about those days, I think I imagine how Mama go with her whole day. She used to come a lot, but then no but no get mad. I had to move my way, no get mad. Nice to Sunday, Bari Gabon, Mali Yubada, Tuju Apa, Kole Tuju. Anytime I think about those days, when I feel down in the pay, I remember how to split it day. Some of us were scared to the country. One day, it was a very big man. Our life was very one day, I was my very dear friend, my friend Shola. On the way, inside the rain is falling. Me and my mommy, she like my mind on me. We don't sleep 20 times, that's story. No time, many paloma, we don't mind, we don't sign, put you on the right and we don't cry. No cry, no cry, no cry, no cry, no cry, no cry, no cry. My police don't touch me the basics, same grammar school, I do my wedding. Every time you man la let you, okay, kiss me monkey, I tell us all of you. Mommy, you might be too apart. Just wanna let you know I love you guys. I take me the sheen in Motija Papa. Ere Paloma Moon, Garupa, Oma, Sebastian Kapa, Rockin' up for medicine, my head. These are my beginning, it's just me, Jubilee, my beginning. Anytime the rain is falling, me and my mommy, she like my mommy. We don't sleep 20 times, that's story. No time, anybody won't we don't mind, we don't sign, we put through the right time, no cry.
Once again, good evening everybody and welcome to another episode of Let's Be Unfair. Thank you very much. This is another wonderful bumper package that we've always been expecting. Let's Be Unfair is a platform where designed to bring to you informative, educative and interactive section where we talk about events that happens around us in the new week, in the just completed week anyway, and we'll talk about the one which just happened in the new week. Like you all know, last week we started this discussion about the season anyway, because it's a Valentine season of love, and everybody has been talking about it, love here and there. You know, now because of the feedback we had last week, we had to do a concluding series where we'll put a stamp, a seal on this key topic: does love really sustain relationship or marriage? And I want to promise you that we have a wonderful person in the house, a well-experienced person, because somebody actually insisted that I must get somebody who is experienced on that field, because when we talk about love in marriage and relationship, it's not for people who don't know anything about it, in quotes, those who are not married. So that was why this week we had to go and sort after, look for, make our findings, and we are opportune to have our guests in the house. So before we go into bringing our guests, let's do it the way we used to do this. Let's talk about the first 5. Must talk about news in the week, and you know, like you all know, if you are ready, I am ready, and let's get started. Now, first, let's take the number 1. Must talk about news in the week, and we're starting on this note. Please permit me. During the week, we lost a veteran in the music industry, and when we talk about high life, you cannot but mention Dr. Victor Olaiya. These are the people who started it, and during our research, we found out that I was even the one who sang at the Independence Day of this great nation, Nigeria. So we lost a veteran, and Victor Olaiya is a veteran high life music singer. He died at the age of 89 at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. His death was actually confirmed on China's television by Michael Odogo, of the premier music record label. According to Michael, the Baby Jowo Krona died at the mid afternoon period of the 30, of last week. We lost him, and there was this story about Victor Lai, and I actually wanted to know, for we who are young people who do not really know him very well. Victor Olaiya is born on the 31st of December 1930. He is from Calabar, Cross River State, and he retired from his long musical career in the year 2017. And he had so many hit songs, and the one that we of our own age could quickly remember is the Baby Jowo Could Be Messiah, which he actually featured music to Baba. And the highlife music legend in so many, he has had so many music record tracks that has changed and actually reformed the highlife music in Nigeria and in the whole world at large. I want to seize the opportunity to say to all the family, loved ones, and the fans of the music corner that Papa will love you, but Jesus loves you the most. So rest on, for your history and your record, your music live on. Let's move to the second. We'll talk about news in the week, and this one actually shocked everybody. Yeah, this one shocked everybody, and that was the Supreme Court verdict on Bayelsa election. Now, Bayelsa election was part of the election that we had last year, and at this election, the year 2019, at this election, somebody else won. And when the person who won was David Lyman. David Lyman won the election, and he had already started preparing to be sworn in. The next, David Lyman was from the PDP, APC party. Everybody has actually given up on the election, and everything started moving on. Preparation has started anyway for him to be sworn in as the next governor. He will be replacing the current governor of the state, the just immediate past governor of the state, the governor of Bayelsa. I will bring the name to you very soon. And there was this controversial news about his election, where the party who were close to his victory, the second to David Lyman, went to court to challenge his victory in court. And what was this about? He said that David Lyman's running mate was not eligible or does not have the educational qualification to run as a deputy governor in the state. They were verdict at the lower court, the high court, the appeal court, and the judgment rolled over or moved on to the Supreme Court. And unexpectedly, nobody was actually expecting this news. This news came out a day before the swearing in of David Lyman as the next governor of Bayelsa State. But what happened? The Supreme Court gave a judgment that David Lyman's election was nullified. Why? Because his running mate do not have valid or validated educational certificates. They said he had actually presented 5 certificates to INEC, and all the 5 certificates have different names on it. And during, there were a lot of research and all that. The only thing that will allow him have 5 names on 5 certificates is that if he is a woman, he's going to be married to 5 husbands, which will make him have different surname on every certificate. But being a man, there is no way that he will have 5 different names on that certificate and he will still run as a governor of the state. And immediately after that, the judgment came on that David Lyman's election was nullified, and this was what followed, that the person who came out second in that election should be immediately sworn in as the governor of the state, and that was it. David Lyman lost the election, and Doye Diri of PDP was declared the winner. Just like that, let me use this word that came out immediately after the election, after the declaration of that judgment, was Alomika Balori looking on it. Sorry for using that one. Because how on earth was somebody who is your deputy, because of, not even because of the guy who won, because of the guy who was his running mate, because of the running mate, the guy who won the election lost the election. And this was how the current governor of the state, because was sworn in immediately the following day, was declared the governor of the state, followed up by the swearing in, and now the new governor of the state, just in between, it was less than 5 hours, okay, let me say 8 hours, immediately the new governor was known, and the new governor now in Bayelsa state is not the line, but Doyedire of PDP party. What's the moral lesson of this? If you want to be anybody in the nearest future, be careful of how you document your life. Most especially certifications, where you have different names. Yeah, your name is this, the other place your name is that. It can't fly anymore. If you really want to make a good out of your life in the nearest future, be careful of how you make up your names. So quickly, let's move to the next discussion. The next news, the third most talked about news in the week, is this. Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, came up with this post started flying all around on Twitter, on Facebook status and all that don't arrest any more tourists. Sanwo-Olu wants last man. And this is the news. It said, henceforth, no last man official should arrest any more tourists, neither commercial or private vehicle. The duty of last man is to manage traffic and not to arrest anyone. I have had a lot of complaints, and any official that violate this rule, what is the rule? Not to arrest one tourist, that violate this rule of his work will be severally dealt with. Now, this is the governor of Lagos giving this one, and they actually rolled out 2 phone numbers that if you have any story or any issue about being arrested by last man, you have issues with them. I actually have one this concluded week, and that one don't let me even start talking about it. So this is it, that you should call this number if you have issues with last man. As the Lagos government have said that no last man official should arrest any more tourists. Their own duty is to control traffic. I'm not sure how this story is actually going to fly, but this is the phone number that the state government says should call. Now take this down. It's 081 299 28600. Again, it's 081 299 28600. And the second phone number is 081 299 28550. Again, 081 299 28550. So if you have issues or anything at all, issues around last man, the Lagos government said that no last man official should arrest any vehicle, but that they should report their duties to control traffic, not to arrest vehicles. So if you have any issue with that, please you can also call this phone number given to us by the Lagos government. Not actually, I read it out on Let's Keep It Unfair. So if you have any contrary opinion after being a victim of any issue with last man, and you call this number and it did not work, it's the governor of Lagos that said you should call the number. Now let's go to the next news, and that's going to be our number 4 news of the week. Last week I actually gave you this gist about Nigeria most talked about football player in the whole world right now, Odogo that was signed to Manchester United. And this is it. Odogo Jude made history yesterday. On Monday, 18 February 2019, Odogo made history as the first Nigerian footballer to play for Manchester United Football Club. Let me give you a clap. Yes, I actually watched the match live yesterday. Odogo was introduced into the match Manchester, that was Chelsea versus Man United yesterday at the 90th minute at Stamford Bridge, and he played a total of 5 minutes as part of the match. He wore the jersey number 25, and now it is official. Nigeria now has a player who has played for Man United now now, and the player is Odogo. Ajebule to the world. We all, I can explain the atmosphere everywhere in the whole Ajebule now. Odogo is the pride of Nigeria, it's the pride of everyone, and we all of you will celebrate you, Jude. We know you will do us well. Like your interview, you said the Chinese told you when you were leaving that go and do us proud. Nigeria, we will be telling you all this year. Continue to do us proud. Now let's take the last news, the top of 5 news in the week, and this is Ogochukwu is being released. Yes, Ogochukwu, the famous human rights activist, journalist and publisher of Calabar Watch, human rights activist, publisher of Calabar Watch, Ogochukwu has finally been released. The news of his detention, of his adoption, this thing actually started from being kidnapped. We actually had the news that he was first kidnapped from Lagos and was straight taken to Calabar and was locked up in the Nigeria Correctional Center, formerly Nigeria Prison Service, now Nigeria Correctional Center. News of his adoption first broke up about 8 months ago when people started like, where is Agba, where is Agba? And he was transferred to Calabar. And immediately was charged. No, he wasn't charged immediately. He stayed in the detention for some months, and after the cry out and all, he was charged for treasonable felony against the state. And you know, first there was this gist that maybe it was the state that charged him to court, and the state said no, wasn't it? That state can't charge for treason. That is only the federal government that can charge for treason. And that was how the court case kept flying and flying, and to the glory of God, Agba was actually granted bail. Immediately after the bail, after 2 days or so, he was able to fulfill all his bail condition, and now Ogochukwu is free. Here at Let's People of Fair, every media, young person in the nation is saying, welcome back, Ogochukwu. Yeah, welcome back, Ogochukwu. We love you and we're part of this. So quick, that is our most talked about news in the week. And let's now move straight into the second half of this program and the main part of this discussion. Like I told you when we started, we have a guest in the house. This one is a certified. That was what everybody was requesting for. That offer bring somebody with experience to put a seal on this discussion that does love really sustains relationship or marriage. Don't get this twisted. Let's Go is going to come in live every Tuesday between the hours 7 and 8 p.m. and we are broadcasting live from Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. And this program is designed to inform you, educate you, and make you know about the current trend and things that happen in the nation. So if you are ready, I am ready. Let's go on a quick musical break. And when we return, I will bring in our guest for tonight's show, whom everybody's waiting for. A well-known person and a well-learned person. So stay tuned for 5 minutes, for 1 minute anyway, and let's welcome our guest into the house. Okay, welcome back to Let's People of Fair, and please do your clapping online. I'll do my clapping here. With a clapping and a wondrous ovation, sharp one. Let's welcome our wonderful guest for tonight's show. Everywhere all over the world, please join me as I welcome my big Egbon for many years, Pastor Ogochukwu.
Well, thank you very much, Ofe. God bless you.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
You know, let me just take 1 minute to introduce him to you. He will do more of the introduction as we actually meet him. He's my Egbon. That's the introduction alone is good. But aside from that, Egbon is a motivational speaker. And I actually called him in because I said he's a love doctor. Please permit me to say that. Everybody, please let's welcome my bros. Welcome,
all right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's great being on this show, knowing fully well that all over the world people are watching and trying to understand what love is all about and how much it can sustain a marriage. And I trust God that He will be able to help us get the thing done.
Amen. Getting the thing done. This is the season of love, and that is the thing of this season. The thing is love, 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 everyone. Love Valentine, love Valentine.
Everywhere.
Everywhere is love and Valentine. And you know what actually prompted this topic?
Okay.
For the past 2 weeks now, this has been the thing we've been talking about. Can love sustain marriage or relationship? When I came up with this topic, reactions everywhere. People were like, this is key. This is it about marriage. This is it about marriage. Love sustaining it. That is why I actually took my time, and I'm very happy. And we are privileged to have our big brother in the house, because I'm sure he will handle this matter straight up. Last week, sir, I had a guest in the house. He's not married, and people's reaction were like, no. You need to bring somebody who is experienced in this matter to come and handle this topic. That is why I want to believe you are here this night, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Sir, the topic, the controversial topic, let me use that word. The controversial topic is, does love sustain relationship or marriage?
All right. Does love sustain relationship or marriage? Just like a goosey alone does not make a goosey soup.
Oh.
Love alone does not make marriage work.
Wow.
Love is needed for happiness in the house. It's just part of the condiments needed, but not everything. Because if the only reason why anybody marries is just on the basis of love, then that's a problem.
Wow.
Because there are other things that must be in place. Well, part of the reason is what we even call love.
Yes, and I like that point you're starting from. Now, bros, please permit me to just ask this question quickly. What is the meaning of love generally?
Look, this thing called love is like leadership. Definition, if you try to define, just like leadership, there are so many definitions. But the truth is, when you see it, you will know it. Now, but let me begin from what love is not.
Wow.
Because we define love to mean feeling. When you talk about love, people will tell you, it's an in-depth feeling you have for someone, or when you feel for somebody, a kind of feeling you've not had for other people. But the truth is that love itself has feeling, but love is not feeling.
Okay.
Because in your lifetime, you feel for more than one person. Feeling comes and goes. It's a product of the chemicals in our bodies, the chemistries. So things can happen, and then feeling comes alive, and then before you know it, it dies off. So one, it's not a feeling. Two, it's not an attraction.
Sir, please permit me. There is this common word that I love her because of the way she do. I love her because of the way she talk, because of her shape, because of the way she carry herself.
We get attracted to people because of some things. We get attracted to people because of their looks. We get attracted to people because of their gifts, their money, their voice. But that is not enough. Because, just like when people say love at first sight. What actually happens is attraction at first sight.
It's not love.
You can't actually claim to love somebody you don't know. Because if at the end of the day you discover the person killed your father, will you remain there?
That's another matter. That's another matter.
Because we just see that it's about the feeling, or I'm attracted to somebody, or we get attracted to somebody because of something. Attraction can be built upon. It can be built upon.
Okay.
But that you're attracted to a person does not mean you love the person. Then you still need to make your findings. Now, to some, and especially to ladies, they think, not just ladies, even guys, we we view also sex from the angle of love from the angle of sex.
Okay.
We think that, people say, if you love me, show it.
Show it, okay.
And when they say show it, it's about, let's sleep together. Let's have sex. But this afternoon, I remember the song Bonye Konwenu and King Sonia, one of those guys are legends in the music.
Yeah, sure.
Just like we were saying, we lost one within the last 1 week. Now, these guys sang a song and said, if you love me, you go wait for me. If it is about sex, then nobody loves more than a prostitute.
Prostitute is doing that one for money.
But they are doing this for money, and it's not about.
It's not love.
It's not love. But love in itself, like I said, it's not a feeling. And people say, I fell in love. When we use that word, we don't actually weigh the words we use. We grow in this thing called love.
Yes.
It can start small and get big. But when you say you fell in love, what you are saying is that you are not responsible for what is happening. It's just
the same love.
That's what the person did. That you fell in love. You couldn't control it.
And you fell in it.
And you fell into it. Well, if you can't control it, then there's a problem. There must be control. Any love that suspends your brain is not love. We hear people say, I love Man U, I love Baka, Now, nobody was born with a Man U just.
Not that person.
We built affection for the club. So, these things are not just, it's not just about how we see it. Because one of the most dangerous things that's happening to our generation is the entertainment industry. Where people act love, sing love, and yet the people who act it and sing it have not sustained marriage. They've not had their marriage going on. There was a case of somebody who sued a journalist and said in the Nollywood that the journalist said he has been married for 8 times. That she has actually been married for 7 times.
It's not 8.
Not 87.
So it's an issue.
But that, by the way, we choose who we love.
Okay, boy, sorry for cutting you. But I want you to actually balance this by telling us what is the God meaning for love.
Scripture says, for God so loved the world that he gave. Now, love is about sacrifice.
Not what you want to get back.
You will get something in return, but your goal is not what you are getting.
Oh, okay.
Because when you are self-centered, it won't work. When I'm asked to satisfy the other person and the other person is asked to satisfy me, we'll get it to work. Because we've not positioned ourselves. That's why the Bible says you shouldn't think yourself more highly than others. Love in itself is a commitment you make to stand by somebody irrespective of the person's weakness for the rest of your life. Because we are not all perfect. We will discover weaknesses along the line. And that is why when people actually say, I love and I want to marry, one of the things I try to ask is, will you be able to live with this person's character? Not the feeling, because it's the character. He's tall, broad-chested, she has hips, is this, drives singles crazy. But in the marriage,
it's not it.
It's not it at all.
Okay. That was why they actually said I should bring you in. So that you tell us the marriage version.
Okay, because people can finish having sex. Less than 1 hour after that, they're fighting.
In marriage.
In marriage.
And you're not going anywhere because you're married.
Right. So it's not the outlook. That's why I said it's not attraction. At the end of the day, what keeps it going is beyond attraction. It's beyond feeling. It's beyond sense. It's beyond those things. It is now your commitment to the person.
Commitment.
I know this thing we call marriage is like a gemstone. The same particle that makes up charcoal makes up diamond.
The same particle.
But under heat, the heat of the earth, diamond becomes what is raw material, what it is. And when refined, we'll get that beautiful jewel. But charcoal, burn off, is gone. But diamond is produced under intense heat in the air. So, that is why other things are needed. Because when challenges begin, it's not meant to tear you apart. It's meant to make you stronger. Because take it or leave it, it will come. And you asked God's version. God was committed to humanity. And that commitment made him send his son while we were yet sinners.
While we were yet sinners. That's when we do not even deserve it.
We never deserved it. So that was why Jesus said, what kind of, there's no manner of love to be compared to this. That somebody should lay down his life for his friends. That somebody should sacrifice himself for his friends. He got committed to reconciling us. He took initiative. He sent his son. He sacrificed his life for us. So that is because God is love himself. And if we must understand love, we must study God. We must understand how he sees things.
So now, is there a difference between, or what you've been able to establish now is there's this word love from the human view, which brings about attraction, feeling, and all. Exactly. But the God love is a selfless, give and give and give. Even when you don't deserve it, take it. So this will now make us go to this next question. But before we do that, I want to actually call on everybody. Please gather around, most especially my own clique, my own set. Those who are not married, you don't even have any reason to miss this episode, because we're actually going deep into the most important part of what will make our eternal life on earth, the rest of our life on earth. Because I know that love is a life contract.
The thing about marriage is you are likely to spend more of your life in marriage than a single.
You can actually do 40 years married.
40 years. Some people have 50 years.
50 years married.
In marriage. Some people spend just 20 something years as a single.
Okay.
So if you will live this way, then you must prepare for it.
Now, bros, let me now ask. So which of this love, the general meaning of love, the God meaning of love, which of this love do we now find in the union of a man and a woman?
The word love in English is just one word, love. But in Greek, there are different words for different kind of love.
Okay.
There are different words for the love between families.
Mm-hmm.
That when there is sexual attraction, it's a different name. They call that philo. Then this kind of God's love is called agape. And there's another love between friends. It can be same sex or opposite sex, but people are just friends.
Okay.
No sexual attachment to it. These are just friends.
Okay.
Now, but all these loves are needed in marriage.
Is the combination of both the agape, the philo, everything all
because
together.
There must be an attraction. If you marry who you are not attracted to, you are in trouble. Because you can't write off sex from marriage. It is said that men, especially men don't even want it, they need it.
In marriage. It's in marriage. It's in marriage.
So, what I'm saying is, people need to be attracted.
Okay.
People need to be romantic.
Okay.
Then there should be friends. It amazes me when married people say, when they call their best friend is not their spouse.
Oh.
So, what are you people? You should be friends. We should be, when people say somebody is hot, I say, are they honest? Are they open? Can they be trusted? Because when we meet, I bequeath trust on you. But as we go on in our relationship, you have to aim it.
When we meet,
Trust is bequeathed.
okay,
Because I
just give you the trust.
I don't know you fully and you don't know me fully.
So it is even risky. I give it to you. I trust you.
But along the line, you begin to aim it by the way you do your things.
Okay.
If you betray what I bequeathed, then that's crisis. That's a problem. So we need the friendship, we need the philo, then we need the agape, because we must learn to forgive, overlook. There are periods your partner will not be lovable.
Oh, that there are periods like
There are
that.
periods you wake up, you just
And they don't mind me because of the way I say, because I'm not married actually. So I can actually say, oh, so there are periods like that.
The period is as if your partner, what is wrong? Everything the person does is going negative. I mean, it's as if the person is pissing you off. But at that point in time, that the person is not lovable, that is when agape have to play. As I said, it's a combination of everything.
Okay, sir, sorry for cutting, but also there's this saying that it is safer to marry your friend. But somebody now said, a very, very senior friend said to me that it's not only safe to marry your friend, it will sustain your marriage if you marry your friend. Is that true?
Yes, I agree with the person. My reason is, when we are friends, we don't hide things from each other. No, you can fart before your friend.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
What is it? You have yourselves and everybody go. But most of the times, relationship of the opposite sex has started on the premise of I want to marry. So pretense begins to come in. There's already a motive.
Yes.
But when we are plain friends, if I let me say my story.
Oh yeah, come on here.
It was in church. We had a program, the youth had a program. Then I was a youth president. Somebody cooked for us. And then my wife today, then there was nothing between us, we were just friends and my younger sister made a comment about the food that got me angry, because if the thing gets to the woman that cooked for free for us.
Oh, for free.
Hey, if you come and ask them, we should answer it. So I got to their house. And I met their elder sister in the sitting room. I didn't know the mother was in the room. I said, "Great job!" I said, "She has done it. That's good." She has done it. I said, tell them God has said that. If I met, because there was no attachment. I met that man. I disappeared. Many years later, the same me carried my two legs to the same place.
That you want to marry?
That I want to.
You that have acted film. Your real color before.
So the day she told the mother that I asked her hands to marry, the mother said, "Doctor." And the mother now reminded her of that incident. I said, "Can you cope with this guy?" But if there was something between, I wouldn't have. She wouldn't have seen that part of me. Or the family wouldn't have even known that part of me, because I would have just pretended, and then maybe the day we meet one-on-one.
But sir, there is this findings I made during my research about friends, who my friend is. Sometimes somebody can just be your friend, not because of anything that the person earns.
Yes.
Sometimes you might even pick somebody who is your friend, who is not even of your category, academic-wise, even money. But this person is my friend. Somebody can be your friend, and you will fight and do anyhow with the person, but still you guys still remain friends. Yeah. No going anywhere. You still have the mind to call you, say, "Come, is it because of what happened last week? Come back, Joe. What's wrong with you?" And you guys keep flowing. Does that still have the effect in marriage?
That is friendship, and that is part of what will sustain the house. Because at times I see some couples that are waiting for who will say sorry first.
But in friends, there's no time for sorry. As soon as they are
a friend can just tell us,
more they go. Say that because of it I talk.
I said something this morning, my wife got angry as he was going to work. I said, "Come." By now you should know your husband. You're not even the answer. You should know your husband by now. Because at times I grew up seeing it as a joke, but at times you can ask me something, you can be serious and you're asking me something. My reaction will just be like, But what is this one again?
Okay.
And if you don't know me, you think that this guy is not serious. So once it happens, you know, at times when it dawns on her that my life, we'll laugh over it. But you know, when she's on the serious matter, and other women, we just call her ourselves with us. So it will be there. All this, you know, and let me say this to ladies. All this, if he loves me, he will change. Does he hate his mother that he has not changed? The mother is complaining of the same thing, he has not changed. Now that you are friends, if they can't cope with it, you can't cope with it in marriage. So you must, because at the end of the day, it is beyond who you marry. It's also about who is the person, his character. You can't write it off. My brother, I will advise anybody, marry your friend. I knew I would marry a friend of mine. Because there's no need leaving somebody who is your friend and trying to start learning somebody. I saw her angry. I saw how she handled anger. I knew how they place in ministry. I saw how she handled people. Because at the end of the day, if she hates relating with people, I will have a problem. Because people will always come around, especially the opposite sex.
Sure.
So if she has started showing signs on, who is this one, that one, I will know that this is a no-go area. So friendship is part of what sustains.
Thank you very much, sir. So now I want you to actually coin this, your response together from this my question. One. Now we've been able to establish that the word love from the general point of young people and everyone is attraction, feelings, sex. But from the God side is agape, that's selfless love and all. Now let me now bring that topic that we are looking at. Let me bring it back now. That's it. Does love now, both agape, both feelings and all, does that love sustain marriage? Because somebody will actually say, there is no even love, it's money. What concerns me and I love you. If I come to your mother's or family house, if I drop money, you follow me. It's not even love. It's not even love. Why will I be loving? Femi, you too like love. It's not love, it's money. So does love in all, because you said that you must actually have all encompassing of both feeling, of agape, of friendship, of every kind of love made in one to keep your own. Yeah. Now, somebody else will now say, it's not even that love, it's paid.
Wow. You know, many people believe they can buy love.
Oh.
That once I give her money, if I can meet, you know, the truth is, people's mind has been perverted. And people suffer because we break principles that govern life. You know, I used to tell people, God will not come down to punish anybody for any sin. The consequences of the sin is in the sin. What God has done is, after creating everything, He set principles to run things. If you break the principle, it will break you. The effect will come. Now, a girl who you buy with money, the day she starts aiming it and making it big, will she still be crazy of you? Or is it that she will be sitting at home? I mean, she's choosing to kill her, because every human being was not born to sit one place. Every human being was born to do something. Money is good, but poverty can kill us.
Poverty can kill us.
When the child is sick and no money to take the child to the hospital, the children are crying, they can't eat, you just suddenly discover that no. It begins to, die gradually. So money is good, money is needed, but money must not be the foundation.
Must not be the foundation, because sometimes the money may not even be around.
And again, you know, it's not about does he have money, it's about is he doing something.
Oh, constant income.
Because a robber has money. Yeah, a robber has money. A drug baron has money. But for how long will that last? A Yahoo boy has money. But for how long will it last? What is driving the person? Is the person doing something? Is he hardworking? Is he driving at a vision? No, there are things you see and you know that this person is going somewhere. You know, but when it's all about what the person has now, then there's a problem. Because money is funny, and that's why it is called currency. And currency is gotten from the word current, and current flows. The man with it today can lose it tomorrow. So it's actually where are you standing determines whether it flows to you or it flows from you. Because it's about problem solving. If you solve problem and the kind of problems you solve determines the kind of money people will pay you. And to solve problems, you must be vision driven. Now, a man who is vision driven, and not just saying it, but is working it out, and you can see him, it's a matter of time. He might not be driving a car today, but the vision is driving him. He will have a car. Oh. And then he might not have a television, but vision is driving him. That vision has the capacity not just to buy a television, but to put you, the spouse, in the television, to be viewed and seen by others.
Wow. But you said something, that one is still ringing in my head. It's not that he has money, but he's doing something.
You know, some people have big mouths and they are not moving. They are just talking. And you know, some guys have used it to coin ladies and collect money from them. Because some ladies, you know, this issue of money now. I was speaking to some single ladies on the Valentine Day. Was a meeting in Lekki, and I said to them, some of you think that you are looking for men who have money. Some men are also looking for women who has money.
Yeah, sure.
They are looking at how many houses has your father, so that whether he will release one after the marriage.
Yes, sure.
So it's no longer just the ladies that are looking for who has money.
Even the guys want to secure their life.
Even the guys wants to secure their future. So if the father has the money, we take them out of poverty. And the lady, so I know one funny thing, there's a joke I read somewhere. I read it in the paper. A lady said to the man after their wedding night, he said, sweetheart, the man said yes. He said, please, there's something I want to tell you. He said, what is it? He said, please, this thing I want to tell you, please put it under the blood. That's the blood of Jesus. The man said, no problem. He said, sweetheart, he said, I have done series of abortion. Please help me put it under the blood. He said, no problem. He said, I have a child outside this marriage. He said, no problem, we'll put it under the blood. He too now said, please, I also have things I want to tell you. Now you two will put under the blood. Me, I have 2 children outside this marriage. Let me put it under the blood. So at the end of the day, call him and bury him.
Abi, it's everybody should just hide down under the blood.
So let everything be hidden under the blood. So what we are saying is that as important as money is, it shouldn't be the foundation. It shouldn't be, because if it is the only thing you consider. I once asked a lady, what kind of man would you marry? The first thing he said to me was, the man must have money. As we continue discussing, I'm sure that his brothers have told him that he must bring a rich man to this house. And my question is that the man that said the person's parents should not have money? Because I know of people who started with nothing, but today, yes. In fact, I have a mentor who said to his wife while they were cutting, he said that we double your salary in one day. And the wife was working in the bank when bank was paying, heavily. Not even today. Those days when the banks were paying heavily. And one day we went for a training. He was the CEO of the company and I was with him, working with him. We finished the training by PhD. But PhD paid him in 2 days. He did training for 2 days. Over 2 months of his wife's salary, heavy pay. The money swallowed, it's about 6 months or so, swallowed it. It's not going to go. We drove straight to his wife's office. And he said to her, I told you. Oh, we're cutting. But in one day, I will earn 2 months of his salary. And I've made more than that now. And the woman looked at him and said, so you don't know why I'm marrying you? I know you are helping somebody.
I see it already.
So you are telling me what I've seen before.
I know.
And today, both of them run a multi-million naira organization.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is it shouldn't be the foundation. Not that money is not good, but it shouldn't be the foundation.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, I want to actually draw this question from part of our discussion at the first series of this topic. Okay. And this word is, I said the word tolerance, patience, long suffering, perseverance, understanding in marriage. Is it the same thing as love? Quickly.
You can't define it as love, but it's part of the attributes of love.
Okay.
It's attribute because if I love you, I'll be patient with you.
Okay.
If I love you, I will bear, long suffering. That's why even in wedding they say for better, for worse.
For worse, okay.
Because there are times that things might be rough.
Mm.
There are times things might not be the same way it used to be. But part of the attribute is that long suffering and the rest of it. So those things are
all of them are attributes of love. So you can actually take it away from love. This part is the things that makes up love.
Yeah.
So now let me now ask this question. Right. Now, can love ever fade away in marriage? If yes, if yes, how do you advise marriage or couple to bring back that love?
All right. The Bible, Jesus speaking, said, in the last days, many love shall wax cold. It tells us that love can fade, love can die, but love can also grow. So the answer is yes. And if yes, how do you to bring it back? You need to sit down. What attracted both of you before? Because part of what kills love is people take their partner for granted. When you begin to take your spouse for granted, you're looking for trouble. Familiarity can cause those things.
Yes, sure.
When you get too familiar with yourselves, you take each other for granted, it can begin to kill you. Then, what actually attracted both of you? What sparked it? What are the things we are doing in those days? You need to get back to it. Some people, they go out together, they go to cinemas, they do so many things together. When they were courting, they were marking, register from Chicken Republic to I love that chicken, from I love that chicken to Tasty Fried Chicken, that the chicken likes themselves. At the end of the day, now that you are married, once a while, create a time for that. There is this spouse. They didn't have issues, and along the line, they didn't even know that. They started telling on them. The woman got fed up with the family pressure and everything. She got herself so soaked with work. Sometimes we want to use one thing to cover the other. And then the marriage began to go through hell all night. So part of what was cancelled was not cancelled. He one day sat down and went, God, this is not what I bargained for. So it dawned on him that his wife in those days loved the beach, going to the beach. So one day he sat at her and said, well, I've been long you've been to the beach. When did you get to the beach? She said, I have so much to do. He said, great time. So they met that time, they got to the beach. While they sat down, the romance came back. They began to run up and down the way they were doing the beginning, everything. Before you know it, they hopped, they rented. They had sex there that led to pregnancy.
Wow.
What kept you people going at the beginning? And pray. Another thing is that we need to be creative. Like, see marriage the way you see your business. You need to do things.
New things. Spice it up.
Thanks the word. I know one funny thing. People don't understand that romance is what many of us don't consider. He said true wisdom is a house built. And by understanding is established. And through knowledge, the chambers are filled with precious stones.
Yes.
Now, our definition of marriage is building a home is through love is a house built. And by sex, it is established. But God said it's through wisdom that it is built. Peter said, live with your wife based on understanding. Now, there is something called love language. The way I understand I love you might not be the way you understand I love you. There are people who, to them, their love language is gifts. It might just be 100 naira something. But see, gift, they cherish gift so much that they can give you what they bought with their money, but what somebody gives to them as gift, they can't bring it out.
They will not bring it out. They will keep it.
It might be a person.
Hey.
And when you understand that your spouse love language, it might not be expensive things. Don't say why you do that. So people's love language is words of affirmation. They just like hearing I love you. They like hearing nice, you are beautiful. They like, that she is cute. You know? They just like nice words. They just like nice words. Now I've said to some non-sexual touch, you know, guys has problem. Each time we want to marry men at times, we always believe it will lead, we end up in sex. But some ladies and even some guys, they just like their love language is touch. You pat them, you call them. Those things makes them feel love. These things are things that make people feel love. Some people is act of service. If you have a wife whose love language is act of service, you can be in the kitchen and you are maybe in the sitting room or somewhere, and then you hear, honey, you just come out, you know, what is it? Say, please help me with that knife. If you don't understand that it's a love language, it can get you angry.
Yes.
All she simply wants to hear is I love you. Give her the knife, I love you, get back to and watch your premiership that you're watching. And you know, part of it again is act of service. You can help out in some things at home. You know, I have a principle I live by. It is not written anywhere that she shall be doing the cooking at home. There are this, and just I didn't marry from my tribe. So there are some meals from my tribe. I had to teach her to cook it. And I didn't teach her because so that she'd be cooking it. In fact, one at times when we want to do it, I do it myself. And beyond that, you know, most of the times, not all the time, but most of the times, you know, most houses, Sundays are stew and rice.
Yes.
Most of the times I do the stew. If I could do it in my father's house, in my own house, it is not written anywhere. These are small things that we do to spice marriages. Then we should also understand the major differences between male and female. Because if we don't understand these things, love will fade away. Men and women don't think the same way. Men are logical, they say. Women are intuitive. It doesn't mean that women don't think. But women have the ability to perceive things from afar. When you say to a lady, I hate this, no, you see, not hate, see this your friend, cut off. If she asks you reason, you give her reasons. What you see the person do when you are saying cut off. But when a lady says that to you, if you ask her, you hear, I don't know, but my spirit and the spirit don't agree.
No reason.
She might not be able to say, but she perceives something that is wrong. And that's why most men have had problem in business because their wife has told them, this is your friend. They felt, I bet you don't have the reason, and they continued. Okay, let me point one more thing in the difference so that because of
because of our time, yeah, sure.
Now, you know, women are security conscious more than men. Emotional security of the children's future. A man can decide to retire from his job now and pursue an unknown job. But the woman be like, if you did this one, where is the job?
Hey, that's why we actually need the woman in our life.
Because she's security conscious. You know, when you go to look for a house, you're not looking at the size of the kitchen. Bring a woman, she's looking at the size of the kitchen.
Yes.
These are differences.
Yes.
And we must understand these things. And when we understand it, and if, you know, men are using brief, if they ask you, how was your day? You say, fine. Ask a woman, how was your day? She will start how she entered, hold up, everything. And you will be wondering, what thing are they asking you? So after marriage, one day my wife went to the market and came back and I said, "Oh, why did you buy this?" I started hearing history. Hey, visit the first shop I entered. The woman said it's so and so much. I said it's too expensive. I was like, which kind of long story is this? I almost asked, what is this story? As I wanted to talk, and I remember gender difference.
Okay.
By the time she was through, she finally said, and I cracked a joke. So now this matter you they run around Lagos to tell everybody to come laughing. So those are things when we do that, it can help build our sustain the home.
Thank you very much, sir. But sir, before we round up, because we're actually out of time. Like we spent a lot of time already. But I want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to those who are watching us online, and also allow one of our guests, one of our listeners to also contribute. Then you make reaction to it, and we'll wrap it up off tonight. Now I want to actually call out these names for those who are actually watching us online. Please, I'm sorry because I will call those who actually send comments. If I did not mention your name, wasn't as if I intentionally did that. But please just permit me. I want to say thank you and big shout out to Adeola Adelaja. Thank you so much. And my own wonderful mommy, Mrs. Temitope Banjo Johnson. She's watching us from outside Nigeria, abroad. Bobby, thank you so much. And my own guy, my buddy Ikena Anosa. Thank you so much. So, sir, I would actually want you to round it all off now, but please permit me to pick a reaction from one of our friends online. Right. So you will now do a brief on it. Now, for all of us viewing, we have online.
Hello?
All of us. Thank you. Please stay online. Let me introduce you. So we have online a friend of the house, and one of our guests who is supposed to be part of the show last week. She's calling in right now. She'll be going straight into our own view. So Deborah, please, you are live. I want you to go ahead. Does love sustain relationship on marriage in 2-3 minutes, please?
Oh, okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
So I would like to talk about what love is first. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Oh, sorry, we lost her. We're bringing her back again. Okay, sir. Okay, she's back. Please go ahead with your comment, please. Hello? Wow. Okay, sir. Let's try and bring the show to an end.
Okay.
And now I want you to say this. You know, we have struggling relationship and marriage all over the place. And to the glory of God, so many people has actually been making it. You know, has actually been making it, but some are still struggling with it. Now I want you to give us your own address. Okay, we have Deborah is back online. Deborah, please go ahead with your comment.
Hello?
Please.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Please, we can hear you. Go ahead with your comment.
Hello?
Deborah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you better now.
Okay, please go ahead with your comment.
Oh, okay. So I like to talk about love first. When we misconceive love to be exchange of gifts and the likes, but I think love has to do with having to share each other's burden rather than share gifts alone.
Okay.
And then on the question of if love sustains relationship, if it is enough to sustain a relationship,
All right, go ahead.
not just love sustain relationship or marriage, because a lot of effort has to be included in some situation whereby both partner love lose the law is not as strong as it used to be. So what has to be done in that regard to ensure that love continues? So what has to be done? You have to look attractive, you have to put in more effort, you have to work on your communication skills, the way you relate, and I think manners and every other things that we think do not grow.
Okay, please, I want you to round up your comment.
Oh, okay. So I think that's to do with tolerating each other because we are not perfect in our own little ways, and I think if our
All right, thank you, Deborah. Thank you for staying tuned. The voice you just listened to is the voice of Deborah Wesu, a wonderful friend of the house, who was supposed to be part of the show last week, but she has actually come on today to give our own view about it. So, Deborah, thank you so much. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the.
No.
So, sir, now, as I was saying before, we have so many people who are actually struggling with love and keeping their relationship and marriage. I want you to put an icing. I want you to give your advice and counsel to struggling relationship and marriages.
One thing is that I might not be able to say so much, but because of it's not different challenges has different solutions, But one of the most important things is the people must believe that, or be determined to have the marriage work. The one most important thing which people take for granted is that you must build solid communication line. You must be a listener. Because most of the times we think we listen, but we're not listening. We have a concluded mindset. Somebody is talking, you already have what you want to tell the person. You're waiting for the person to conclude so that I can tell you my peace of mind.
You're not listening.
You're not listening. You already have your perception. You built your wall. So communication is one of the most important things in marriage or in a relationship. Whether in marriage or outside marriage, communication is essential. So I will also advise that they seek counselors. Now, not counselors based on people who have not had their own work, but people who has the marriage working.
Okay.
They should seek a counselor because that will help them open up one-on-one where you just say what you are going through. Like I said, different people are going through different challenges, and it will require different approaches. And above all, the one who made man had also left a manual for man. What it takes to make marriage work is what it takes to be a good Christian. The fruits of the Spirit. Those attributes that makes a Christian will make marriage work any day, anytime. So check those things you read, long suffering.
Yes,
it's part of it. It's part of it. So it is necessary you abide by the principles that govern it. It will help get it work.
Wow, this is thank you very much.
I'm so grateful.
The program, this talk has actually affected me too. And I want to use the opportunity to appreciate our guest, a big brother in the house, a very, very respected person that I've grown up knowing as a leader, and he has never for once disappointed me and all of my friends who know him when we were still young as a leader. He still keeps stand. And if he tells you to get counselors whose marriage are working, that means he actually knows what he's saying. I want to use the opportunity to say a very big thank you for you. Thank you to you, sir, for coming for our show tonight. Now, I am rest assured that does love sustain relationship or marriage has gotten to a conclusion where we all, married, singles, and dating and courting, now have answers to whatsoever we want to get answers to as relating to marriage and relationship. So now I want to say thank you and thank you and thank you for being part of this show. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. And sorry that we've overshoot our time, but it's just to get every of the information settled so that we don't go out to another perception, but we can actually go home holding something strong. Let me also use the opportunity to say this. If you did not watch this program from start to end, and you actually had the opportunity to listen to his rapping, his speech, just the few minutes, I think you need to rewind it and listen to it from the beginning to the end, because you will get every information you need. Because everything he has said tonight is part of the things that will make either your working marriage to continue to work or your struggling marriage to be perfected. Your working relationship to continue to work or your struggling relationship to be perfect. And this is Let's Speak It of Faith. It's another time again where we'll be joining the curtain for the show. And I want to promise you that we'll be coming up with exciting and wonderful topics and episodes that we'll be discussing and bringing to a strong conclusion that when we go into the world, we'll be able to come out and say, yes, I'm informed. And I want to thank you all. Thank you for all of our viewers. Thank you to our sponsor and the person who branded the show. Freestyle Clothing, you are wonderful. Thank you for the branding. And thank you to everybody. Next week, we'll be back again. Same time, same station, same handle at Official Affair TV. If you've not liked our page, please like our page on Facebook at Official Affair TV, on YouTube at Official Affair TV, and on Instagram at Official Affair TV. To be part of this episode again and again and again, please come along with us. Next week Tuesday, we'll bring in another insightful episode. And I promise, and I want to wish you a wonderful weekend, and I want to pray for you that you will have a blessed week ahead. Thank you for being part of this show, and thank you, sir.
Thank you, friend. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. See you next week. Bye for now. Thank you, sir.